Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So this is part 2 of the video that I just previously made. I left out the parts where he was speaking on basically being, assaulted. Because as I said in that description box of that video, admittedly, I was becoming very emotional talking about that subject, but I had already established that this channel is going to be a channel where we talk about the tough stuff. In that first video, I talked about the harassment. Now, the assault, the attempted assault, that's a whole nother video. I feel like that needed to be devoted to a whole nother video because that's another level, like I said, of low that people put him through in the industry. So during the live, he was talking about how, and I got it mixed up, like I said before, whenever he was talking about going to the apartment, it was his apartment that he invited that particular very powerful, very rich male figure to, trusting him that he wouldn't mishandle him, that he was like a brother to him, a mentor to him. And when that man came over there to his apartment, thinking they're just going to talk or they're just hanging out, I guess, whatever, he took the moment to basically say, well, since we're in private and can't nobody see us, no eyes are on the wall, so to speak, all I want you to do is take off your clothes. I don't even have to touch you. Just take the clothes off so I can just look at you for $100K. And he was saying how he was broke at that time. He really could have used that money, but he still refused to allow himself to be used that way. One, because it's wrong, and two, because he was hurt because that dude betrayed his trust and then further disrespected him and traumatized him by doing what he did. Knowing, because this man has made it very clear, like I said before, he's probably more pro-black than a lot of these supposedly pro-black people who call themselves pro-black are out here. He didn't made it very clear that he likes women. He likes black women, point blank, period. He's a very straight man and he likes to be involved with straight women. So what part of that do these people not understand? And make no mistake, it's not that they don't understand it. They just don't care. Then you have another incident where he was at a party. He didn't say what it was, what they were there for. Of course, because that probably would have given it away who he was talking about. But he was at a party. He said that he was, he had been drinking, that he had gotten drunk, he had, had one too many drinks, and that this particular very powerful, rich male billionaire, influencer, whoever he is, let him know, you can trust me. You can go lay down in one of the rooms and sleep off the alcohol. And because he trusted him, he said, okay, fine, I'll do that because I can't go nowhere right now. So he goes to lay down, trusting this man will not do anything or allow somebody else to do anything in his house. And what does he do? Take the opportunity to betray his trust, like I said before, and basically try to assault this man while he is in a very vulnerable position. And once again, he has to remind somebody, once again, that he is a straight man who likes black women. He's not into that mess. And even if he was into men, who wants to be assaulted while they're drunk? That is ridiculous that somebody would even put somebody through that, once again taking advantage of his trust. Then has the audacity to apologize to him and try to shake his hand, thinking, okay, well, all is cool. You just messed up. I'm just going to forgive you and we're going to move past this. And he takes that time while he is once again trying to extend some grace and mercy and trust to basically try and grab him in his privates. Like I said, it's another slap in the face. It's another layer of disrespect in a heinous way that another man should not disrespect a man. And again, the violation of trust, where he was basically saying, I'm not going to say it how he said it, but he was saying a lot of y'all's mentors, these people who y'all think want to mentor you, they really just want to screw you, figuratively and literally. And it's sad that people will prey on people, whether it's people their own age or younger than them, who just want to be around them because they look up to them. They hold them in high regard and respect, and they take advantage of that. And they try to take advantage of these people. It's sad, it's disgusting. He also talked about that there was a woman in the industry that tried him as well, because we don't also draw a lot of attention to, unfortunately, how there are some women in high places who will take advantage of men. They'll use their power to take advantage of men, just like how some of these men in high places will use their power to take advantage of men and women. He was talking about how he was working with this woman. I believe she was his co-star, if I'm not mistaken. And she basically felt him up, like just randomly, just grabbed his junk, no permission. And it's like, once again, I mentioned that this man is a very good looking guy. He's been good looking all throughout the years. But in no instance Should somebody being attractive, I don't care how attractive they are, be the justification or excuse for another individual to take all of their morals and boundaries and throw them in the trash and violate somebody, violate their boundaries, disrespect them, traumatize them, assault them, harass them? That's another thing that really gets me, and that goes for both men and women. You don't get to say, oh, well, look at how good looking they were. Well, look at the roles that they play. Because I know that's what somebody tried to pull. Look at what they did in these movies. Look at how good looking they are. That's no excuse, and it never will be. And it really bothers me and disturbs me when people try to use that physical attraction that somebody might have as an excuse, once again, to hurt somebody, to disrespect somebody. He even talked about how he went to the woman who was supposed to be higher in the chain of command to report this incident. And she basically told him, oh, you'll be fine. Just stand there and look pretty, basically. Once again, that's a slap in the face to a man. Women don't even like to be told that in those kind of situations. It's disrespectful, it's sexist to a woman. So imagine even more so how a man would feel being told that, whether it's by a man or a woman, to stand there and look pretty and be their cute little self while they're being violated, disrespected, traumatized by people around them because they have created this culture in the industry. And they're up in arms, if you will, concerning that culture. They have each other's back in that culture. They want to be able to do what they want to who they want by people. And they want it tolerated so that nothing will be done about it. So they could do it and be awful, cruel, and heinous comfortably. But their comfort ends here. Like I said, the moment people started coming out, they ended that comfort. One last moment that he talked about that I want to draw more attention to was when he said that he was going to pitch the idea for All the Queen's Men, which is the show that he's directing. If I'm not mistaken, he's the director on that show, the one who came up with it. He was pitching this idea, once again, to some powerful, very rich billionaire person. And, he had everything all together. Like, could you imagine? It's like, imagine you're going to some kind of board meeting. You're at a corporate setting and you're like, okay, I got this idea. I'm going to pitch. Hopefully they like it. They invest in it so that, I could just get this idea out here and do what I came here to do. And the guy leaves the room and he's thinking, oh, well, maybe he has to go to the bathroom. As he said, he doesn't know what he's about to run into. And this guy comes back in a silk robe with strawberries. And he's like, what is this? And he realizes that it's one of those instances where if he doesn't do what he wants him to do, then there will be no investment. He will not help him with this show. At that moment, he was like, you know what? This is not for me. You don't have to help me with nothing. I'm leaving. And I don't blame him. He has held on to his integrity down throughout the years where other people have flaked. And he didn't even bash or mock the people who flaked. Like I said, that's how you know he's a person of integrity. He said that I feel bad for those other guys that say yes, because you never know what position they were in life. They could have been broke on their last dime. And here you have these predators, which is the right name to give to them, who came to them knowing these people were struggling. They could have helped them just to help them, to be a blessing. But instead, they chose to use their money to ruin those people, to take advantage of them. Once again, I'm going to make this a point because people like to get real slick and disrespectful when it comes to some of these conversations. I mentioned that he put his foot down and he made it very clear over the years that he was a very straight man that liked women, that liked black women. So once again, for this particular person to, as he said, constantly harass him and do these things to him over the years, basically trying to break him essentially, make him flake on how he feels for money, whatever else it was another, like I said, layer, another slap in the face, another low blow. Basically, this man was trying to turn him out. That's what it really is. That's what they used to call it back in the day, turnout culture. And quite frankly, I think turnout culture is disgusting. It's heinous. It's no better than the R word. It's coercion. You might as well throw it in that same category because that's what it is. And it's very disrespectful for a person who knows what somebody's sexual orientation is, who knows what they don't want, what they do want when it comes to those kind of relations, to still try to press them into doing something that they don't want to do. It's already bad enough that people are forced to do things, but then to be forced to do something that completely is against what you stood for, who you are, the way that you go, the direction that you go, the path that you're walking on. Like I said, it's another layer. And the sad thing about that is, and people have been pointing this out, there are people out there who like to target straight people, straight men, straight women, specifically straight people. They don't want to go out and get somebody that's their orientation, that'll actually willingly do what they want them to do without the coercion, without the harassment, without them forcing themselves on them. No, they want somebody who doesn't want it because they're that kind of sick in the head. They take pleasure in hurting people, in changing people in ways that they never thought that they would be changed, changing people in ways, flipping people, if you will. Like I said, turning them out and turning them into somebody who they weren't before, who they never wanted to be. Another part that broke my heart was when he said that he wished he would have said something sooner because he felt like how many more people was taken advantage of. Although at the same time, I stand by what I said. There's an appropriate time for all of this because unfortunately, if you speak too soon, it could cause catastrophic effects. I know a lot of people, they want to come out at a certain time, but unfortunately, there is a timing to this. Like I said, it sucks, it hurts, and it's sad, but there is a timing to this. And the only person who this is falling on, who all of the blame is falling on or should fall on, is the perpetrator, the predator, because they don't have to be out here doing this. So no one that actually got hurt or who was traumatized, who was abused, who was assaulted, who was harassed, none of those people should beat themselves up over what happened to them. The people who we need to be going after and holding accountable for this is the perpetrators, the people who did this to them. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Like I said, the first video I made, I was very emotional. I was very upset. This video, I'm just pissed off. That's how it goes sometimes. Now, like I said before, a lot of people have been trying to connect the dots as to who he was talking about, and they've been throwing some names out there. I didn't want to throw any names out there because, like I said, just thinking about who it might be, I'm just going to get mad all over again. Now, I might talk about it. I might talk about it on the podcast. That's something I'm still deciding right now. I don't know yet. But anyways, y'all let me know how y'all feel about all of this down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all have a very blessed, beautiful, and safe day.